What's up, everyone? Welcome back. How we doing? Happy Thursday. Morning, guys. Appreciate that, Jeff. Getting close. Getting there. It's getting closer and closer. How we doing, everyone? Welcome, welcome, welcome. We got 313 people now showing interest. Appreciate all 313 of you that are helping us out with the first order of Insiders Coffee Co. Very exciting. Should be a fun project. Good morning, everyone. Another very fun project coming up on Monday. Monday, 7 p.m. I think a live stream that you'll really enjoy. What's up, guys? Yeah, yesterday was a nice day. 69.30 was perfect, man. 69.30 was so perfect. Really nice. Let me go ahead and fix this. 69.30, right off that key demand. What a beautiful little hold there. Took a while, but finally played out. But right off our daily 50, right off our 69.30, just absolutely ideal for that hold, and then eventually gave you the continuation move. Early squeeze, sort of mid-afternoon, mid-morning pullback right into our demand. Demand held and demand pushed. So really nice. I mean, just textbook in terms of that level. The NASDAQ never really pulled back, but it did hold this 265 level, which we will talk about today. Yeah, some interesting things to talk about. Yesterday for me, no trades. Felt really nice. Got a lot of stuff done outside of trading, which is good. Got some work done for coffee company. Got some work done for the Monday stream. And, I didn't really feel too much FOMO yesterday because straight up off the open is a scenario that definitely is not ideal. But there was some nice ones. Palantir, our read on Palantir was sick. Beautiful Palantir yesterday. Hood was nice yesterday. There were some good setups. Palantir was really the best one, I'd say. And then crypto surprisingly strong yesterday. Really strong move on crypto. So that Circle, Coinbase, we're going to look at those today. Circle and Coinbase are definitely some interesting ones today as well. So should be good. Let's get into it. Press that like button if you guys could. Subscribe to the channel if you're new. And here we go. So first things first, economic calendar today. We do have unemployment claims. So that is something to pay attention to. Unemployment claims at 8:30. So we'll get that here in the pre-market as we are live together. So let's be watching out for that. After that, really nothing for the rest of the day. Tomorrow, PPI 8:30. Okay, so that's really it. Yesterday, NVIDIA earnings, obviously. How do I forget about that? NVIDIA earnings yesterday, not really going anywhere, but holding a good level, which is good. NVIDIA is maintaining a key demand, which I think is a net positive for just the semis in general. Salesforce went lower. I think Snowflake slightly higher. What did TTD end up doing? I didn't look at TTD today. TTD, whoa, okay. Big time lower on TTD. All right. This morning, Celsius, Baidu. How'd Baidu do? Baidu, China. Baidu, not really anywhere. Okay. So really nothing there. CoreWeave, okay, we have CoreWeave after hours tonight. That one will be interesting. Definitely. That's a big one. ZS, C-Seller, Duolingo tonight. All right. That's about it. What's up, Abel? Abel, great call on IWM yesterday, man. Beautifully done. Not sure if you stuck with that trade, but well done, Abel. Off that daily 20. Really nice, man. Nice trade. Yeah, how'd Celsius do? Okay, slightly higher. Slightly higher. All right. All right, let's jump into it. So 8:30, we do have some economic data, so let's just be aware of that. And here we go. So NASDAQ futures, as we were sort of anticipating over the last few weeks, we finally got the break above. We finally got the break of the channel, which is something we really wanted to see. Finally, above this high. Nice hold right above it off the morning open. The unfortunate fact about yesterday, which, unfortunate, not really, because is it great for my long term? Absolutely. And I loved every second of it. But we just sort of went straight up off the open. First candle off the open was around like 70 points. So we had a 1 minute 70-point candle in the NASDAQ. We had a nice little hold above that daily 20. And then from there, it was just rip, which was great. I mean, if you reacted quickly off that daily 20, then you probably caught a nice push here. So really nice off the open, but how did that get facilitated? The reason you went straight up off the open is because you opened right above those channel highs, right? If you look at this 30-minute chart, take a look at the open. I mean, the open was perfectly holding right above this high and this high. So you open the market right above those highs, and that was just sort of the launch pad for this thing to just go straight up. So really nice in terms of, markets going up and good for the long term. I think we were up quite a bit yesterday, so that's great. Now, today, you are right back into the channel high. So you basically just went from the lows, like we talked about, to the highs, and you went straight through the straight down area. This is, again, another example of straight down, straight up, right? Straight down, you're going to go straight up. If you go straight up, you could go straight down, right? In these sort of pockets, they're sort of like vacuums. This is sort of like a vacuum zone in the market where it's just like straight up, straight down, straight up, straight down. A lot of volatility inside this zone right here. So you went straight down here. You went straight back up. You went right back into these highs, and you rejected, as we can see there. Very nice. Level-to-level trading on the NASDAQ futures yesterday. So now today, I would say there's definitely caution to be long into these highs. Daily 50, daily 100, previous rejection points here. I would say there's a pretty decent reason to be cautious, to be long into 465, 530 on the NASDAQ futures. Instantly, the best trade that I see on this chart is absolutely right here. This is no doubt the best trade on the market. A pullback long to the daily 20, a pullback long to these double top highs, a very nice higher low development, and we create that higher low structure, which would be fantastic. So if you want me to tell you where the best trade of the day is, it's here. Are you going to have patience to wait for it? I can't answer that. But that truly is, in my opinion, the best long entry on this market. It is a pullback to the breakout point, pull back to these highs, pull back to these highs, pull back to the daily 20, fuel up again, and then rip again once it fuels up at that low. So that's the best trade. There's no doubt about it. Now, are we going to get back down to that? I can't answer that. But I can tell you that there's a higher chance of getting back down to this level if you break below the 265 low that was developed yesterday. So if you do break below 265, if you do break below that level, then you have nothing here. As you can see, this is a vertical 5-minute or 15-minute candle. And if you do break below that 265, I would say you're going to see that downside back towards 25,128. That's only if you break under this 25,265. If you hold that level on a pullback today, sort of like this, and you maintain it, then you probably curl back higher towards this, supply high, which could be another nice spot to watch. So I'd say look for longs here. If you want to get aggressive, look for that area to hold. If that does not hold, then you're looking for longs down here. And you could absolutely look for the short through this area. You're just going to have to understand it's a short-term short position. It's definitely not. You definitely don't want to be short into this 25,128. I'll tell you that. So this would be around a 130-point short, which is definitely plenty of room to make some money if you get a nice reaction under that 265. Now, I want to show you where that 265 level comes from. It's not just a short-term level. You can see all the way from back here. If I go all the way back on the 4-hour chart, looking left, right here, this low right here is 25,265, and it's actually 25,265.25. As you can see, take a look at the low over here. If you look at the low, you can see 25,265.25. That is exactly the low that came in yesterday. I mean, almost to the cent. It actually, I think it is to the tick. It's a quarter tick away. All right, so that's pretty damn telling, and that's definitely an important level. So if we hold that, we're going higher, right? If we don't fail below this, we continue to stay higher, and we probably navigate in here and go higher. If we break below this, then you get your bigger pullback and your juicy pullback towards the daily 20. That's pretty much it. And that's that. I mean, besides that, you're just going to sort of navigate up towards these supply highs, and you're going to have to be cautious of whether this level rejects. I would say for me, here's what I would say. I'm definitely not trading today. That would be, that's already my judgment. I told myself I'm not going to trade throughout the next few days. But I would say that I would be extremely tempted, right? Let me just put it like this. I would be extremely tempted if I see rejections under this level or if a long starts to develop here. It would be very difficult to hold myself back because those are two very nice looks. So we'll see. I'm going to do my best to stick to my discipline, which I did yesterday, and I enjoyed it quite a bit. Nice day. The greatest thing about yesterday was I just had a clean day. No big dopamine spikes because I made a lot of money. No big emotional drop-offs because I lost money. Just a nice, clean, relaxed day, and I very much enjoyed it. So I look forward to continuing that into March. March will definitely be where I just jump right back in. But anyways, let's go to the QQQ. QQQ, same exact thesis. You can see it's the same exact read. Right here, you can see the low is 613.60. If you break that, I would say you're definitely going to look for that 610 level. So if you get back to the daily 20, I think this is a great pullback long spot on the QQQ. Right here is exactly where you want to see that QQQ back into. That would be such a sexy pullback long on the QQQ. Right here, pullback long. That is such a nice spot. I love that. That really would be the trade that if you can just say, hey, I'm not trading until it hits here, I think that's a fantastic thing to do. So that might be my game plan, right? No trades until we retrace to this level and then look for that next long opportunity. I think that's like the A plus. That is without a doubt, in my mind, the A plus trade. This is the A plus trade right here. The other potentially A plus or A trade that you could look for is a fail below the 613.60. If you do get a nice fail below that, then you will trade into this low. You could look to short into it, but again, that's a scalp short for sure. The high 619.30, we have had this high on our charts for a really long time, and you can see that was the exact high of the day yesterday. If you break above that, then you're, all systems go, I'd say. If you get above 619.30 today, you're all systems go. Look above 619.30. There's nothing. Nothing at all. Look at that 4-hour candle. Look at that 4-hour candle right there. Above 619.30, you are all systems go, I would say, to at least like this 625 and probably up to the 630. So hopefully it's not just a rip and rip. I hope it's a rip, pullback, and structure, nice clean rip back to the upside after a quality retracement. If it's just a rip and rip, then, you're going to have to get a little bit chasey here. But let's see. S&P 500, 69.30 was special yesterday. Congrats to anyone that took it off that. We had this very clear 69.30 high and that high there and that daily 50. This level has been on our charts for weeks now, and you can see yesterday it is again exactly 69.30 and the daily 50. That is a beautiful hold on the intraday right at our level. This level has not changed since 2 weeks ago, and it's still sitting there, and it's still perfect. So what a beautiful level. We also have had this supply level above at 69.80. That was our target yesterday into 69.80, and that is exactly where you rejected. So levels were great yesterday. Really good. Today, the best long entry for me is 69.30. That is such a sick long entry. If we get a little pullback long, higher low at daily 50, higher low at 69.30, higher low at these previous highs from the channel highs, would be a fantastic higher low above this Wednesday low, right? Such a perfect spot to look for that pullback long. Would love to see it. Maybe a little morning bear trap and long. That would be such a sick thing to look for today. We'll see if we get it. I don't really like just longing as we push into 69.80, as we push into all this supply over here. Smackdown, 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 smackdown. I mean, what's the reason to be trying to long in here? I don't see it. So really, I'd rather be long here, targeting here, profit taking into here, right? That would be more ideal, but we'll see if we get it. 69.30, 69.80, you're sort of sitting right in the center of it. SPY, it's the same thesis. You can see very clearly. Here's your highs. Here's your Wednesday lows. 689, 690. Perfect spot to look for the retracement long. That would be such a nice trade. You have highs here starting pretty much right here at, let me go ahead and start that rejection point out because it's a little bit lower than what I have it. Your first rejection could really come in right around, I would call it right at this high, around 695.35, which really is exactly where you rejected yesterday. So let me go ahead and zoom out. Let me make sure this level, this zone is a little bit more detailed. I would say for now, I'm going to go ahead and change this slightly, actually. I'm going to go ahead and change it from, I'm going to change it to this zone right here. I'm going to go 695.35 for you guys that use my levels. I would change it from to this 4-hour high right here to this 4-hour high right here. Those are the two 4-hour highs that I would watch personally. So you have a 4-hour high at 697.14, and you have a 4-hour high at 695.35. Those are the two 4-hour highs that I would have marked out. Excuse me, and I would put a supply zone between them. So again, let me go ahead and zoom in for you. You can see right here, 4-hour rejection, 4-hour rejection. I would say anywhere between that zone could be a failure point. All right. So if we go down into the 30-minute chart, actually, let's go into the hourly chart. We can see that that is exactly where these rejections have come in the past. Failure, 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 and failure. So I would be careful of just longing through this zone. If we get above this 697.14, you probably are on an absolute tear at that point. And you probably are looking for that 698. Is that all-time highs? All-time highs is 699, 698.96. So that's probably where you're looking at that point, towards that all-time high, if you are going to push above that 697.14. So once again, you have 697.14. You have all-time high right next to it. I'd be careful up into these highs, and I think the best long is here and here. Long here at this retest. If we can get it, that'd be great. But right now, it looks like the market might just keep pushing, so we might not get it. IWM, really nice spot today. I like this little long opportunity on IWM. What is IWM doing? The IWM is holding perfectly above Monday and Tuesday highs. This is a very clean hold above Monday, Tuesday highs. Previous high into lows. That's a beautiful spot. That's really nice. Previous double top highs into support at 264. I like that a lot. So if that holds tight, I think IWM, if it can break yesterday high a day, PDH, I think you're going to continue here. So as long as you hold above this 264 and get above PDH, I think IWM to the upside looks really good up towards this 267 spot. What I liked that the IWM did yesterday was it sort of dipped and ripped. It trapped shorts off the daily 20, pushed them back out, and this could absolutely fuel the next move. So I like that IWM 264 spot today. SMH, I think you want a little bit of a pullback here, guys, to be quite honest. I think you want to see a pullback to this 421, 420 zone. I think that's the best spot to look for a new long. Previous highs. Give me this, give me this. That's what I would look for. 421, 420.50 on SMH. Dow Jones, did it make new high? Yeah, Dow Jones pushed a little bit, reclaimed the channel yesterday. So Dow Jones still in the channel. Not like any kind of breakout of a channel, but not bad. I mean, good push, good strength this morning. Yeah, sort of ripping over yesterday's highs, which is good for the Dow. I would just say it's still sort of channel bound, but just keep an eye on the Dow. Definitely finding strength once again. IBIT, nice push on Bitcoin yesterday. We did push into a 4-hour high that I would be a little bit cautious of today. You can see 4-hour high, 39.38. That's a potential failure point. I'd like to see if it can get above it. As you can see, I have my alert there. And if it does, I like Coinbase, I like Circle, I like some of the crypto names on watch. Let's see if Bitcoin can start to catch a bid. Okay. Gold GLD is still 470. GC still the same level. Nothing has changed. You're consolidating good, but you're just not really getting that squeeze yet. But consolidation is consolidation. You can see it. It's still very much valid there. When is the gold push going to happen? We'll see if it even does, but that is definitely the level you need to see hold tight. Silver, what did it do? Okay, so silver basically hit the exact supply high we had. Wow, I haven't even checked this. Yep, and rejected. Okay, very clear. All right, that's it. We'll wait 10 minutes for our economic data before we go any further. If you guys could, please press that like button for me. Subscribe to the channel. If you guys want to check out Insider's Coffee Co., then make sure to go to the link in the description and check out our new coffee coming out soon. It's somewhat tied to the Insider's brand, but really it's supposed to be a brand of its own. Just a nice sort of a fun product for us traders, us retail traders. I know we all love coffee in the morning, and wanted to sort of that passion for coffee, that passion for being caffeinated in the morning and waking up and charting and all that good stuff. Wanted to have something that we could celebrate together and sort of have together as a novelty. Rally Roast, Liquid Levels, Reclaim Ripper. If you guys want to help me out, go to the link down in the description and see which one you're most interested in and leave your name and your email. And if you do that, we're going to be giving discount to the first group that has helped us take a look at the, see what the most popular bags are. So Liquid Levels, Reclaim Ripper, and Rally Roast, whichever one you're most interested in. If you could help us and let us know, that would be fantastic. Coming soon. Coming very soon. We got 8 minutes. I'm not gonna wait out 8 minutes, but press that like button. Let's get to 1,000 likes today. Can we get to 1,000 likes? All right. Cava? Yeah, what's Cava been up to? Ooh, okay. Cava's been getting a little push, huh? Interesting. Wow, it gap filled. Nice. On earnings. Okay. I mean, I do love Cava. It just opened right next to my house, and I have been going there quite often. That should have been a sign. That should have been a sign. Yeah, Cava. All right, we'll take a look at it. Okay, let's go into some equities before the data today. Next one I want to talk about, Tesla. Tesla, I still think, and I think our read yesterday was right, and I want to continue to watch this. I still believe that it is worth looking for Tesla off this daily 200. I think this is a very interesting pullback on the larger time frame. On a daily chart, I think holding this daily 200, I think this is a very interesting thing to be paying attention to. So keep an eye on this Tesla, man. Nice strength yesterday. It didn't quite have the continuation behind it yesterday. It sort of just squeezed and then just sort of died out. But I don't mind that. I mean, that's good for today. Look what it's trying to hold above today. 414.50 and right above this 413 high. So this one is interesting today. You have major lows, some previous rejection points here. It's trying to maintain right above it. I would look for this zone to hold today or a little bit of a deeper pullback to Tuesday high day at 410. Both of these spots, very, very interesting. If you can get this to curl back higher off this 414.50 back into 420, I think that's a fantastic look. And I do like the bigger picture coming off the daily 200. So Tesla's going to be an interesting one here, I'd say. I'd say over the next few weeks, I think this is definitely worth watching. Next target is 420. Above that, it's this 424. If you get above that, you could start looking for this 430 push up here. So, yeah, an interesting comeback. I would definitely be eyes on it a little bit over the next few weeks. NVIDIA, nice earnings, good numbers, pushed higher, came back as expected. Option premiums got crushed. That's just normal with NVIDIA, man. It's such a big name. There's, every person in the stock market has a piece of NVIDIA. It's just, I don't really expect NVIDIA to beat expectations in terms of the movement on the stock. It's been a very pinned stock. We've seen that. I no longer have much interest in NVIDIA becoming like a big-time trading growth name, because it really is just, like, in terms of growth stock, yes, it is, but in terms of, like, how it trades, it is no longer a volatile name like it once was. Just not there anymore. So since the stock split sort of killed it, right? I hope it comes back. I hope it becomes that ripper that we all know and love, but it's just not the ripper anymore. It's like it's a mature stock now where you just sort of own it and you're going to make money on it and that's it. We'll see. Let's see if it wakes up. Maybe after this earnings, maybe we get a little bit of volatility into it. But 193, 196, these two highs here, that's a good hold. As long as it's holding that, I think you're fine here. I'm not going to be looking to trade it much, to be quite honest. But these highs, 193.60, it's a good hold. And as long as it holds above that Monday, Tuesday high, I think you're just fine here. You have a major supply above at 203. This is a massive supply high. So I would look to just see if it can maintain this demand today. I really don't expect much out of NVIDIA here. Yeah, I just really don't expect much out of it. This is definitely a major rejection point. Look at this. Previous lows, previous highs, previous highs. Look how major that failure was up here. I would love to see NVIDIA make a move like this again, but I mean, hey, maybe it will. Maybe it will. So let's see. Let's see if it holds 193, 196. If it does, maybe you get your ripper. If you get above that 203, then you probably can get a little bit more volatility, right? If you can get above 203, I think volatility can open up. AMD, looks like it's actually weak on NVIDIA earnings, so interesting, but there is a pullback level here, and I would pay attention to it. Like we said, AMD and any other stock cannot go straight up like this, and the pullback here is actually very good. This is a good reaction to this. It's not bad, right? What is this doing? I would say this is just sort of coming back down and trying to find liquidity, right? It's just trying to find, like, okay, where are the buyers at? And we're just going to keep moving lower until we find that pocket of buyers. And I would say that the buyers are probably sitting right around this 204, 205 zone, right? These lows, these highs, these highs, these highs, these highs. I like a pullback long in this area right here. If AMD can sort of hold here and start to build and, eventually find some strength with the SMH, I think this is a great spot to be watching on AMD. Maybe not today, but definitely over the next few days to next few weeks. If you can start to see buyers defend this 205 area and retest this, Friday high from last week, I think that's a great retracement long to be looking for. That is roughly, looks like it's going to be a roughly, it's a little bit more. It's like 61.8. If you take it to this high, it's around that 61.8 to 50% retracement. So it's a pretty nice spot, that 204 spot on AMD. 204, 205. MU sort of hanging this one up. It's just not been great in terms of continuation. You've been sideways for almost a week and a half now. But hey, if it can finally get over this high at 438.77, then, maybe it's something to look for, right? Over this high, if it can get above and start to pick up volatility, sure. But over the last few days, MU has been really tough, and the IV is extremely high still, and the contracts are super juiced. I mean, these contracts are like $10 each, and you're just not going anywhere. So, yeah, it's just not been as an exciting of a name to be looking for lately. TSM is a little bit more exciting for me today. I'm definitely watching to see if that 383, 385 zone holds right here. That's a nice previous high. That's a nice hold right above it. And if TSM can sort of maintain this zone, then I think TSM can build, create a higher low structure, and continue. Now, another spot that I love TSM at is right here. TSM does something like this. I like this. I like the pullback long to 373. I think that's a great spot to retrace down into and then pop once again. So either this 385 or this 373 zone, I like both. I would be watching them. Let's wait for the data. We just got it. Okay. What did it do? Anything? 8:30 unemployment claims. And it looks like we're not really seeing too much. Jobless claims, 212 versus 217. Yeah, that's really it. Yeah, portfolio builder. I don't really trade based off of like thinking that I know that a company cooks its books. I mean, that's just not really, and even if it did, that's not why a stock would move lower at this current moment. This is not moving lower because they're cooking their books. I can guarantee you that. I'll put that on my life. This is just moving lower because it hit a rejection point, and you can't go straight up like this. So, I mean, if long term, if they're cooking their books, then once that news comes out, then sure, maybe it goes to zero at that point. But a retracement from this high to hit this low is not because they're cooking their books for whatever reason that you think that's true. I mean, you cannot let that type of mentality enter your trading mindset. You can't. And I'm not trying to be a dick. You cannot take trades based off you thinking something like that. That is like emotional trading at its highest. At least that's my recommendation. Just trying to protect you there. Like, I may think TSM is a piece of shit because it's in Taiwan, right? I don't want to trade something because it's a Taiwan company. So this should go to zero, right? Like, yeah, that is like this company's in Taiwan. Taiwan is not, whatever the case, whatever your mindset might be about. I don't like it because it's Taiwan, right? I know plenty of people, including, I know plenty of people that don't like companies unless they're in the U.S., right? Like, it has to be U.S. So this company's shit because it's TSM. It's Taiwan Semiconductor. And that is just, yeah. The problem is, though, I will say opinions are good, man, but opinions cannot be trading systems, okay? So I don't mind your opinion. I respect your opinion. I always will respect everyone's opinion. Everyone is entitled to their opinion. But here's the but, right? And this is just constructive criticism. That's all. The but to that is that you can't trade based off opinions. That's not, you can't do it, right? Opinions do not create positive trades. That's not a trading system, okay? So I would trade based off the levels. That's actually on the chart. All right, let's continue. ARM, 129, 130, really nice. I still love our ARM position, man. We bought those ARM shares down at like the 115s, and it's fantastic. I love it. I'm loving these shares. Love the pullback long share purchase. Actually buying more shares today on Palantir and Hood. These are two spots I'm buying some shares today. Throwing 50 shares in each today. Just a nice little buy. Nothing crazy. Not going to make me rich. Not going to make me poor. But just to let you guys know, I am purchasing some shares of Palantir and Hood today. Love these pullbacks. Love this as an opportunity to dip into Palantir and dip into Hood with just, a comfortable amount of money. It's roughly like $4,000 on Hood and roughly $5,000, $6,000, $7,000 on Palantir. So those are my two purchases that I'm making on the long-term portfolio. Just wanted to let you know that. And let's continue, right? I let you know about my ARM purchase. And yeah, so that ARM purchase is doing very well. I like what ARM's been up to. I like these highs turning into lows. This is a fantastic, fantastic hold. I like this continuation. Keep looking at ARM, man. It's coming back nicely. Semiconductor sector. Yeah. Let's see if it can get above this. Let's see if it can hold above this 129, 130 zone. It's a good spot. WDC, into 300, maybe. S&DK, maybe over 671. Those aren't my favorite today. I would keep watching Google. Oh, son of a... Stop. Stop that. Okay, Google, I really think it's a matter of time here, guys. I would keep watching this. I think it's only a matter of time that Google will push off this 310 spot. This is a very nice reclaim that has been really defending itself over 3 days now. You just got to pop here in the pre-market. So I would be watching Google, man. I like this pullback. I like this retracement. I like this hold. off this 310 spot's very nice. Target 316, target 319. I like that Google. I would keep watching it. Amazon's another one that if you can break above this 211 spot, you have nothing but a gap above. So these two are continuously outperforming. Meta over 657 is very interesting. This is a huge breakout point if you can get it. Palantir, really nice watch again today. I like this retracement here. Let me show you what this retracement is. If I go to the daily chart, you can see this 132.90 spot is this low right here. 132.90 is an important low that you are now holding back above. Let me go ahead and show you on the hourly chart right here. This low, 132.90, this little low here, some of this rejection here, this low here. Look at that maintain. That's good stuff on Palantir. I would say if Palantir can hold above that 132.90, 133, I think you're curling back into 136 today. If you get above that 136, 137, you're trading into 141 and possibly higher. I don't mind a pullback to here as well. 131 pullback, that could be nice as well. Let me show you why I'm buying shares of Palantir, because it's just simply the exact best spot to buy shares. Exactly the exact spot that I want to be a share buyer is on a weekly retest. I don't care if it goes lower, but I know that this is a spot I want to dip my toes into some shares, right? I'm not going to put $100,000 in shares in this and hope that I'm right to make $1 million. I'm going to throw in a nice, comfortable, long-term position, 50 shares, forget about it, right? I'd rather put 50 shares in this than let my $7,000 sit in cash and deteriorate from inflation, which is actually sitting in a money market earning like 3.5%, 4%, which is not bad. But I figured let's go ahead and put some of my money to work, 50 shares of Palantir at the weekly retest. That's fantastic. That's where I like to buy shares, right? At these major weekly retest spots, where after a nice pullback, nice discount off the highs, can we get a nice opportunity to pick up some shares here? I don't hate it, right? So I'm doing that on Palantir. Hood, another one. Take a look at Hood. Same exact chart. Hood, if I draw a new drawing set, let's call it blank. You can see right here, Hood is another one that is simply sitting right at a weekly retest. Here's your weekly high. Here's your weekly retest. Well off the highs, almost, what is this, like 100% off the highs? Well, I guess if you go 100% up, it'll be, but yeah, 55% off the highs. So if you go up, you make 100% pretty much, right? 77 to 140 is 100%. Let's call it 150. So 100% potential return on shares coming off this weekly retest after a 50% drop on this stock. Again, I'll pick up some shares, right? Just not, again, and this is also another important point. When you pick up shares, you are not picking up shares to go broke. $5,000 or $3,000. If Hood goes to zero, I will lose $3,500. I will survive, right? You have to stop overthinking your share purchases. You can't put in amount of shares that you have night sweats. Night sweats, right? You can't have night sweats because you bought shares on a stock. You need to buy shares and just say that money's gone. And, well, if Hood goes to zero, then I'll go ahead and say, well, unfortunately, the stock I bought went to zero, which it's not. So that's how I do it. And that's how I've been able to build a portfolio rather than panicking out of long-term shares at every drop on the market, right? Instead of panicking every time the market goes down, I just buy more because I'm never putting in an amount of money that's making me scared. Little by little. 401.50 on Microsoft. Right here, I spent $3,500 on bad dates. Yeah, exactly. 401.50 on Microsoft. If you get above PDH, that's a nice spot. Microsoft, I don't mind this comeback, man. I really think it's only a matter of time here, man. Microsoft is Microsoft at the end of the day. This has been a fantastic drop on a very big stock. This is a nice candle yesterday, sort of engulfing a lot of short side trades. I think Microsoft is another massive comeback candidate, and I think you want to be watching this one still. 401.50 over that, I think you easily get to that 408 daily 20. Very strong move yesterday. I think Microsoft should be a definite watch today. There's no doubt about it. There's no reason not to be watching that. Circle, huge squeeze. A lot of shorts getting obliterated on this one. I think you want to pull back here. Longing Circle after this type of move, I would love a pullback, but it might not provide one. 77.50 and 80 are two spots I'd look for pullback longs on this one. That's a really big move higher. I want to say the right call is to wait for something deeper. I'm gonna lead with that advice, because at some point you're gonna get a pullback. Maybe not today. Maybe it still has that juice behind it today. But for me, I don't want to advise chasing that one. Coinbase, the best pullbacks on this one, 181 or 174. I love 174 personally. I love this. 174 is A+. 181 is sort of a momentum trade. I like this as a deeper structured pullback long. Last one I'll talk about today is Netflix, because Netflix is another one that's been sort of getting a little bit of life down here. You do need to break this high on Netflix. 84.66 is its exact 4-hour high. Look at where it's rejecting. So this is another one that I'd like a little pullback to 82 or back down towards this 80.79. I'll show you the daily chart, and I'll show you where I want this to pull back to. It's right here. So what I want to see on Netflix is this daily low right here to become a new low, right? Right here. This low, if you can hold above that at 82, I think that's good. If you have to pull back a little bit more, back into this 80.79 zone. But if you hold above this low at 81.93, that's a good pullback spot to watch. That's right here. So that's a nice area to look for Netflix to hold. Okay? All right, guys. So overall, I would be watching Palantir today. I think this is a nice one. I would definitely be watching the Microsoft over PDH. I'd keep eyes on Tesla at this 414.50. I would definitely watch Hood to see what that thing's doing off the weekly low still. The Google 310 spot is definitely an intriguing one. That's probably one of my top watches right there. And that would probably be about it. For the semiconductors, maybe a little bit of TSM action. Yeah. All right. With that said, I hope you guys have a fantastic trading day. If you could, press that like button. Monday, 7 p.m. Don't miss it, man. Monday, 7 p.m. If you're just hanging out at the house. We might push it to 8 o'clock for the next one, because we're trying to get the West Coast people to be there after work. But for Monday, this Monday, 7 p.m., really fun live stream coming. Interactive live stream. You guys will be able to call in, do some, it's going to be fun. I don't want to give away too much stuff, but I got a lot of big plans. I've been working on it all day, all yesterday, using Claude. Claude is a very, very powerful AI. I've basically built everything using Claude, and I could see why Claude is making companies go out of business or will potentially make them go out of business, because I basically spent like maybe 3 hours yesterday on what you would pay a web developer to make in weeks. Now, of course, I would say that the back end's probably not as clean as like a really good web developer, but it's all that I need, and it's sort of a non-complex thing, so it's pretty crazy. You guys should check it out, man. I highly recommend you start just sort of tinkering around with that Claude AI. I think it's a good place to learn, man. You want to stay up to date, and to you old folks that are watching me, don't fall by the wayside, right? Stay up to date with this stuff. It's powerful. It's important. It's the future, and so I would make sure you stay up to date with it. All right, guys. I hope you have a fantastic trading day. Press that like button, subscribe, and I will see you guys tomorrow. Peace and love.